Now, there's one more combination I haven't mentioned yet, which is passive-aggressive. We've only been looking at passive or submissive, they mean the same thing, and aggressive, and then assertive as the right way. But what about if you didn't respect anybody's rights, not yours or theirs? That would be passive-aggressive, and this is really the worst combination. It's not a halfway point, it's a lose-lose situation. I'm going to give you a quick example of this. A story somebody told me on a training course, I'm sure it's true. She just bought this new car. It was quite a cheap make of car, but it was new. It's the first ever new car she'd had. She was really proud of it. And she drove to the supermarket in it. And when she got there, she pulled up next to a Rolls Royce. And there was a very posh lady who was driving the Rolls Royce. And when the posh lady got out, she just slammed her door into the side of this new car. And it put a big dent in the side of the car. These Rolls Royce doors are really heavy. The Rolls Royce lady didn't even notice. She just banged into the car, got out, and she just walked away to the supermarket. Meanwhile, the lady who'd turned up in her pride and joy new car went running round to the side, had a look, and saw the dent. Now, what would you do if that happened to you? And really, you've got various options. You could be passive and just think, ugh, typical of my luck. You could be aggressive and go and shout at the woman, you've ruined my car. Of course, the best option is to be assertive and to go running after the lady and say, excuse me, you probably didn't notice. You've just dented my car. Would you be able to pay for it? She'd probably be fine about paying for it, so probably be fine. But the worst option, the fourth one, is to be passive-aggressive. And this is what the lady actually did. And she got out her keys of her brand new car and she went up and down the side of the Rolls Royce. Great big scratch down the Rolls Royce. And if you think about it, that's just lose-lose. It doesn't help anybody. Because her new car's still got a dent, now the Rolls Royce is scratched as well. She's been aggressive, not against the woman, but against her car. And that doesn't solve anything. She's going to come back to her car and think, ugh, look what someone's done. She's not even going to know why. So passive-aggressive is quite a tempting option because the chemicals are in our blood. We feel aggressive, but we're not assertive enough to actually confront the person, so we take it out against the car. A common work example of passive-aggressive would be criticising people behind their back. You're being aggressive about the person, but you're being passive in terms of you're not actually confronting them. So you might find it interesting just to think about, have you been passive-aggressive at all recently? Is it a tendency that you have? And what would the assertive option look like? What would it look and feel like to calmly confront the person and tell them about how you feel and what you would like to happen?